Hotel California by the Eagles on ukulele. It's a great song. It's an awesome song. It's a cool band, the Eagles. And years ago, I went out to LA, Los Angeles, Hollywood, and did some shows as a guest with a guitar player, Uli John Roth. He was in a band in the 70s, Scorpions, and he's a pretty famous guitar player. And while we were out there, of course, I had to do sightseeing and stuff like that. Excuse me. So one of the things that we definitely wanted to see was Hotel California. I believe the song isn't about a specific hotel, it's just the name of the song. But we went to a place that was actually the Hotel California. And it was down by the beach, down by Venice Beach and everything in California. And we saw a few other famous hotels like the Beverly Hills Hotel, which some people believe the song may have sort of been about. And the Hyatt in LA, in Hollywood. But anyway, it was pretty fun. Some of the fun stuff I get to do as a musician. So anyway, this song, I was talking to a friend and I said, hey, what are some cool songs to teach somebody on ukulele? And he said, well, you could teach them Hotel California, but in the key of C. So I said, well, why the key of C? And he said, well, because then, you know, the chords are going to be like C, an F, G, D. It makes it all like really easy chords and things. G7 things. And I was like, well, okay. But you know, the original key that it's in, the key of B minor, he was talking about actually the key of C minor. I think he said something. But anyway, the key of B minor is the key that it's actually in, and it's not that difficult. So I figured we might as well do it in the correct key, even if there are a couple of chords that are a little tricky. They're not terrible, and you can totally handle it. So we'll go through the chords first. So B minor is, and I'm always going to start on this string here, closest to you, the G string, and go, you know, towards the floor. So the G string, the C, the E, the A. Okay, so the B minor is 4th fret, and then second, second, second. So what I do is this finger, I just press against all of those, because the only other real option would be to hold them all down, and now you have to get your pinky over there, and that's pretty tough. So this way I do it with 2 fingers. Pretty simple. So that's the B minor. Okay. Then probably the trickiest chord is the F sharp 7 chord. Okay, and there's really 2 ways you can play it. This first way is 3rd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then 4th fret on that last string. So you end up with, and it's nice because it has that high note at the top there. Okay, another option is this. So what I'm doing is 3rd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret. Okay, so instead of the 4th fret, I'm doing the 1st fret. So that's also an option, and it doesn't sound terrible either. Then, instead of either one works, F sharp 7 chord. Then the next chord is an A chord, which of course is just a basic ukulele chord, 2 1 0 0. Then an E chord, and usually I like to do the E chord barring the 4th fret, and then my pinky on the 7th fret on that last string, the A string. But I think for this, with the chords that we're using leading up to and coming out of the E chord, I really think this is going to be a better sounding option. So it's a little, at least for me, a little more difficult to play. 4th fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, and then 2nd fret here. So you have to squeeze these 3 fingers in and get them up out of the way of that last string so you can play the E. Okay, then the next chord, G, pretty simple. The next chord, D. Oh, the G, basic chord, but I'm sure you already know it, 0 2 3 2. Just to make sure. A refresher. Then the next chord, D. And again, I usually like to do the high, just like the E, but 2 frets lower. But for this, I think that high note stands out a little too much. So I'm just going to go for 2 2 2 and then open. Excuse me. Then we have an E minor chord, which is 4 4 3 2. So just like that, 4, and then pinky 4, and then 3, and then 2. Is an E minor and an F sharp. The way that I do it's 3 1 2 1. In the way that I do it is I actually take this finger and bar right at the 1st fret. So I'm pressing down all of the strings. Then I need 2 other fingers for the 3rd and 2nd frets. So then I have 3 1 2 1. And that's the F sharp. And looking at my thing, that's it. Okay, so those are all the chords. So again, the B minor, the F sharp 7, the A, the E, the G, the D, the E minor, and then the F sharp. And that's it. So, pretty simple chord-wise. Okay, so now we'll talk about the arrangement of the song. It's pretty simple. There's really only 2 parts. The intro is also a verse, and it uses, I think, all 7 chords. I think it's all 7 chords. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 8 chords. It uses 8 chords. Sorry, because the F sharp 7 and the F sharp are both used, and technically they're 2 different chords. So it uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 chords. Then the chorus uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chords, and changes things a little bit. Actually, I'm looking at it, like usual. I jotted everything down on little scraps of paper. My usual. I need a personal assistant. That's what I need. So, if anybody knows of any personal assistants that want to work for free. Anyway, so I'm just looking at it right now, and the chorus is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chords, and it is 6 of the 8 chords from the intro and the verse anyway. Just in a little different arrangement. So the intro and verse, the chord progression is B minor, then the F sharp 7, then A, then E, then G, then D, then E minor, and then the F sharp without the 7. And I just realized that I actually tend to play that and mute out that top note, just because I didn't even realize I do it. I just, like when you get as awesome as me, you do a lot of things just by what you want to hear, and without even realizing. That's one of the things that I really enjoy about teaching, is it makes me look at what I'm playing and figure out why and what I'm doing, and just to be aware of what I'm actually doing. And I didn't even realize until just now that I mute out that top note. It rings out a tiny bit. I think doubling those 2 notes sounds a little weird, but whatever. So anyway, that's the intro and verse, and it does the you play through it twice. So the intro of the song, the introduction, is that chord progression twice. Then the verse with lyrics, of course, is that chord progression twice. Then we do the chorus, and the chorus sort of changes key a little bit. It uses a lot of the same chords. Well, it uses, like I said, 6 out of the 7, but it feels a little bit like it switches to a major key, to the D major. But anyway, so the chorus is G, and then D, and then F sharp 7, and then B minor, and then G, D, E minor, and F sharp. So the chorus. Blah. Pretty simple. In the chorus, you play through that once. I believe. You know what? I like that other one better for the chorus. The other F sharp 7, the second way. Yeah, you play through the chorus ones. I had to do it all in my head. Then it does verse 2 times. So it's just a complete verse, which is twice through the chord progression. Then a chorus. Then the verse again, a third verse. So going through the verse chords 2 times. Then, oddly enough, it doesn't go to a chorus again. Then it just goes to the guitar solo, which is actually the outro. So this song has 3 verses and only 2 choruses in there. And then the outro is fairly long guitar solo, and all it is the verse. A bunch of times, and it fades out. So I think it does it 6 times? I don't know. It fades out either way. So there's no real like actual number of times. But anyway, so again, to sort of run through everything, the intro, the B minor, so I'll just play through the intro. Sounded out of tune. There we are. Sorry. Okay, so starting over again, B minor. Then it repeats again. So that's the intro. Then it does that again, twice through for the verse. And I was doing it slightly slower than the actual song, than the tempo of the actual song. But whatever. Okay, then the chorus. Bah. Sorry. Then the chorus. Still kind of messed it up. So that's the chorus. Then verse 2 times, chorus, verse 2 times, and then the outro, which is the verse again a whole bunch of times. And that's the song. So it's a pretty cool song. A couple of kind of interesting chords and things. For ukulele at least. On guitar they're fairly straightforward kind of chords. But that's about it. Okay, so, Hotel California.